Are You a Polar Bear? Written by Andrew Gabriel. Illustrated by Catherine Savarova. A polar bear cub, who had been sleeping peacefully in his quiet den, woke from his long nap and let out a big yawn. The cub dug out from his den that was packed tight with snow. It was very quiet. No one was around.
Where is everyone? Where is my mom?
The cub sat outside his home and thought. He tried to remember what his mommy looked like.
What do I look like?
He tried to recall. Though he had forgotten what his mother looked like, he set out to find her.
I must be brave,
he said, looking back at his den. He walked into a forest with snow-covered trees. On an old branch high above, the cub saw someone sleeping.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked.
Young cub, I'm not a polar bear. I'm a snowy owl.
The owl lifted his wing and replied.
You see, I have feathers, not fur.
The cub moved through the forest searching for his mother. He saw a white fluffy tail wriggling on a furry bottom inside a log.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked. The fluffy tail turned around and popped out of the log.
I'm not a polar bear. I'm an Arctic hare. I have much bigger ears than you.
The hare replied. Outside the forest, the cub saw someone sitting on a rock with fur and a small nose.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked.
Little one, I'm an Arctic fox. You are clever, but I have a much larger tail, and you will grow up to be much bigger than me.
The fox replied. The cub walked on until he saw someone sitting on an icy ridge above him.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked.
No, I'm an Arctic wolf. Your paws will grow to be much bigger than mine, but you are very brave for asking,
replied the wolf. The cub moved down the ridge and onto the snowy field. Someone was chewing on a frosty bush.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked. The animal chewed loudly.
I'm a reindeer. I have big antlers, and I don't think you eat plants,
the reindeer replied. The cub continued to walk until he came to a hole in the ice. A big spirally horn moved up and down.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked.
No, I'm not. I am a narwhal. I have a long tusk and I don't walk on land,
replied the narwhal. So the cub walked on until he met a very large someone lying on a mound of ice. He carefully walked forward.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked.
No, I am a walrus. I'm much larger than you and have very big tusks. Go back home. Little cubs belong with their mothers,
said the walrus.
I can't go home until I find my mom,
he said. He was very sad and scared because he didn't know how he was going to find her, and it was getting dark. The harsh wind blew and the snow whipped at his fur. The cub could not see anything. With a loud crack, the ice broke around the cub. He held on tight as the storm pushed him out to sea.
Help!
The wind soon stopped and the waves calmed. The tired cub looked around. He saw a shape floating nearby. It was large, white, had fur, small ears, and a little tail. It didn't have horns or tusks.
Are you a polar bear?
He asked.
Are you my mother?
He asked.
I am a polar bear and I am your mother,
his mom replied.
Little cub, you are very special. There is no one out there quite like you.
I know,
he replied as he snuggled in closer to his polar bear mommy.